Tim,
Hello.
how's Cape Town?
Cape Town is warm. Cape Town is lovely. Yeah,
You look sun-kissed.
I am. Well, I sun-kissed and a bit overheated because we have a yoga instructor that comes to our house twice a week. So I've had to jump in the shower quickly and do my hair.
Nice. Okay, so I love chatting with you and other clients of mine because it just is such a joy to connect with you in this way. So it's been a big 8 months or so. How's everything now? Tell me, how is business doing?
Oh, I mean, I'm not sure big is an appropriate word for our journey, but I'll let you off with that. Business is delicious, really. Business is expansive. I have such a wonderful collection of clients right now that I'm working with. It doesn't really feel like work. It feels like an extension of my life. And we're heading into March, and it's looking like I'll do like a 25k plus month. So that is far from where I started, and actually far exceeds what you and I had initially kind of chatted about back in the day.
So to give people who are watching this a bit of context, you and I connected a little while ago. You had already had success with a previous business, and you just started this new coaching business, and you were looking to establish yourself in the industry. Can you tell me a little bit about who you were and what was going on for you at the time of us meeting?
Sure. So yeah, I transitioned from a 15-year career in fitness into coaching. And initially when I started coaching, I was just kind of coaching. It was a natural progression. So some of my fitness clients moved over. And but as the business unfolded, I identified two areas. One, I'm selling coaching, but I'm not buying coaching. And so it felt important for me to, well, buy my own product, right? And two, I was kind of looking at Tony Robbins and going, well, I feel like I could do that if I really wanted to do that. And so let me do that, or at least let me kind of start to move into that energy. And then it was my social media manager that put me in contact with you, or rather, I think she just sent me your link, and I was kind of scoping around for a few coaches, and I was really attracted initially to the money mindset element, because I knew people had told me all my life, Tim, you're far better than you think you are, and you should be in a different place to the one that you're in. So yeah, it just felt like like the right connection to have, and there was a kind of well, we just got on really well from the get-go.
Nice. Yeah, I remember everything that you said, and especially the Tony Robbins reference. And just backtracking to what you said at the beginning, when I said it's been a big journey, and you said, oh, I don't know if big actually either does the word justice or whatever you were trying to say there. And I think that you're a person who is like got this go big or go home attitude, right? Mindset, should I say. And I saw that from the get-go. And I was also asking myself, oh, what's missing at the moment? What has he not yet seen in order to grow into this powerful version of himself? Because clearly you are an innovator, you're a pioneer, you're here to do amazing things in the world. And I know that you are going to go on to do insanely amazing things. So we met, you were in this place, you'd had experience already growing another business, and you were just ready to understand how to get to that next level. And so where are you now then? Tell us a little bit about what the journey has been to get you to this point.
So I knew I needed to get really clear on who it is that I serve, And, I became a coach because I just want everyone to be free and happy. But, I'm not Sadhguru or Eckhart Tolle yet. So, I couldn't sell that. So I really needed to understand, who am I talking to? And through that process, I then become open for business. And obviously you're a deeply spiritual woman and I'm a deeply spiritual man. And so it was really important for me to own my power. And as part of that, understand the value that I provide in my client's life, what that's worth, not what I think people will pay for it. And there's a big difference there. And then really just kind of go out to market and say, here I am. I'm ready. I'm ready and willing to serve. And it's been so expansive, I think, is a word that comes to mind in terms of really positioning myself from a pricing point of view, owning that, feeling comfortable with that, being prepared to, I wouldn't say let clients go, but I had a number of clients that were probably at the end of their process anyway. So I transitioned into working with really the types of clients that I should be working with, and with that comes a new energy and a new level of growth.
What was it like to align your value with the correct price? Because you and I went through that journey, and that was a real interesting transformation. What did it feel like to start to level up in coaching talk? Let's use that word. What did it feel like to start leveling up with your pricing? What was that journey like?
Like you said at the beginning, I've always had like a go big or go home mindset. So I was actually prepared to understand that when I increased my pricing, most of my clients, if not all of them, might turn around and say, can't do that. And I was prepared to put myself in that position because I just trusted. I knew that there was way more. So initially it was quite scary. And I remember the first month when all the money was coming out of the bank, not just with you, but social media, my digital team. And I was like, oh, I've made a terrible decision. And I had to remind myself why I made this decision. So naturally, it's scary. But with it came a great sense of achievement. And I remember when, not long after actually, when I had changed my pricing structure and my program from 3 months to 6 months, and the first client started to come, it was just lovely, and I knew it would come.
Amazing. Okay, so can you share a couple of wins that you've had just to bring to life the amazing work that you have shown up for, that we've done together?
Amazing wins. I would say getting really, really clear on who I serve, which means the way that I coach my clients becomes significantly more expansive for my clients and in turn for me. So just the types of clients that I started to work with was very much more in line with who I was and the journey that I've been on. So I think that's number one. I think last year in terms of personal and business growth financially, I think I manifested around 200K, which was significantly. When I started with you and then I changed my pricing model, I think I lost all of my clients and I was bringing in about £500. So so that's quite a big shift from 500 to 200.
£500 to 200,000 K.
Yeah. It's quite big.
Just that, just that thing.
just that thing. But even then, I had there was this guilt around it. There was still that voice of a lack of belief, or perhaps a lack of gratitude. And now where I sit today, I'm now bringing on more and more clients, mostly through referrals. I've launched some digital campaigns now, which we're testing, the group coaching program, which is launching imminently. So that will come on board. But I think, I just feel, I always have this belief, this faith that there's way more. But through this process, I have the trust now in that faith, which I think is really important. I know myself, with people that I've spoken to that have come on board or haven't come on board, there's been this lack of trust. They believe, they know, but there's a lack of trust, and there has to be a leap of faith when one works with a coach.
And I think that I was just calculating in my head, you have done 1, 2, 3 price increases, and now you're about to do your 4th price increase.
Yeah,
it's basically nearly doubling the last one in a way, and that's going to happen, I've no doubt, in the next month or 2 months, right? At least with some of those more advanced clients that you're going to be bringing on. How does it feel to reflect back on where you were with that one price, to know that you've had the courage to actually jump 3 times, and then you're planning for a 4th jump now?
Yeah, I think the first time was quite scary, because I'd literally times my pricing by 5, which was a big jump, obviously. But it felt right, because I looked at the value that I was providing my clients, and I put the price associated with that. And then again, going back to the trust, and knowing that clients will value that price and the service, and they come on board, and not just paying monthly, paying up front for 6 months, and now I've obviously increased my skill set, not only as a coach through the services that we've done together, but I'm constantly evolving and developing as a coach. So it just makes sense now, energetically, that my pricing needs to be aligned with the service that I provide. I actually understand fully now that it's a bit selfish not to charge the right price. It means that I don't show up in the way that my clients need me to show up.
And how has the level, I think that's the right word, how has the level of client changed over the price increases?
I'm definitely attracting a type of client. I don't want to use the word higher caliber, but I think a client that needs a level of experience that requires expert knowledge. So CEOs, leaders. I've got like a celebrity property developer. I didn't even know there was such a thing, who's recently come on board. And, these are all men and women who are incredibly accomplished business people, but have got to a place where they feel a sense of lack. They feel a sense of confusion around the next chapter of their life.
I love that. Yeah, it feels so good. And what would you say is different and unique about me in relation to other coaches or other mentors who you've come across?
I think there was one video that I watched, and you started by saying, this is going to trigger you. And that was it. I was like, right, I'm getting in touch. I really liked that. It was very, when I went through your site, you were quite honest about how you coach. And I think you won't use the word provocative. I need that. That speaks to my energy, to my personality, but also the level of spirituality that you bring in with me. And I know that it can be different for other clients, but the meditation, the manifestation, those elements have been really important to me. And some of the sessions, I might have an idea of how it's gonna look when I'm going to the session, and it's just been A, completely different, and B, way more useful than what I had intended in the sessions. So, you know, you can't speak enough about you, if I'm really honest, Jodie. Oh, I feel a bit emotional now, but can't cry on camera. But you know, there's been times where I've just been feeling lost and a bit stuck in the process, or you know, naturally when one is moving up energetically, there's going to be this gap in between, this tension, and this voice says, no, come back. And you've been really great at holding me in that space and keeping me accountable. So yeah, it felt right. It felt right. And it has been right.
Lovely. Thank you. For anyone on the fence who's watching this and is like unsure about how to move forwards, what would you say to them?
I launched a successful fitness company in London, worked with celebrities, was doing 20k a month net. I then launched an app, raised £500,000 investment for that. I left that because it didn't make me happy. And I did that on my own. I never thought or even considered a coach. I wish I had back then, and I understand now the value of it. So there is, going back to what I said earlier, an element of trust. And I think everyone should have a coach. You know, I use the analogy of Federer or professional sports people. They don't wait until they start losing. They take on a coach to win more games. And that's really the best advice I could give. I think it's important to find the right coach for you, as it is for the coach to find the right clients. But reach out, ask for help, even if it means saying, I don't know where to start, but I know that there's more.
Amazing. Is there anything else you want to leave?
Well, if people are watching this and they're watching this because they're not sure whether they should work with Jodie, get on a call, at least a discovery call, and see if there's a fit. Like 100%. It's been, I would say, the biggest and most profound business decision I've ever made in my life, and I'm not making that up.